Well, safety is everything, whether you're buying a car or taking a medicine. But in America, some drugs have turned into an obsession, so much so that they're altering the economy of Denmark. Sounds complicated. Let me explain. How are drugs in America altering the economy of Denmark? The drugs we're talking about are called Ozempic and Wegovy. Now, they're used to treat diabetes, but Americans are taking them to lose weight. There's a big surge in demand, and it's benefiting just one company, Novo Nordisk. This is the company, it makes both the drugs, Ozempic and Wegovy. Novo Nordisk is a Danish company. It was already Denmark's largest, but now this company has become bigger than Denmark's economy. Novo Nordisk is valued at $413 billion. And what is Denmark's GDP? $406 billion. So one company is bigger than the entire country's economy. How did this happen? It happened thanks to the unprecedented demand from America. The sales of these drugs are booming. Doctors are prescribing them in growing numbers. Diabetes patients were already taking them, they still do. But now there's a whole new customer base for these drugs. It's made up of people seeking weight loss. A study claimed that these drugs can help in weight loss, and a new market opened. People started lining up for these diabetes drugs, and this led to serious shortages. In many places, the medicines were out of stock. Diabetes patients who needed the drugs were unable to get them, and this led to panic. It was good for the business, though. Projections say the demand will remain high for the foreseeable future, and this will push up the profit margins. Novo Nordisk expects profits to grow by 37% this year. In the first 6 months, the company raked in $7 billion in pure profit, and even Denmark is benefiting from all of this. The company is bringing more dollars to Denmark. It sells the drug to America. It earns payments in dollars. These dollars then come to Denmark. The company converts them into local currency. It's called the Danish kroner. And thanks to this trade, its value has improved dramatically. The dollar inflow became so high that the Danish bank had to step in. It has lowered interest rates just to stabilize the currency. And this has had a trickle-down effect on other banks. It's a good time to borrow in Denmark. The central bank is keeping interest rates low, which means cheaper home and car loans. And remember, all of this is happening thanks to one company and two drugs. Novo Nordisk has fueled growth, economic growth, improved Denmark's foreign reserves, and caused the lowering of interest rates. And there will be more ripple effects, like the creation of new jobs. Denmark, like I said, is benefiting from all of this, although it's not a new phenomenon for the Nordics. You may remember another such, Nokia. It was a leading phone manufacturer and synonymous with Finland. Before the smartphone era began, buying a phone meant buying a Nokia. There was a high demand for Nokia phones. At its peak in the year 2000, Nokia accounted for 4% of Finland's economy, more than a fifth of its exports, and 70% of Finland's stock exchange. Nokia played a big role in Finland's growth. From 1995 to 2007, Finland's GDP rose by 55%, all because of Nokia's dominance in phones. So Finland rode the success of Nokia for over a decade, but the launch of the iPhone changed everything. iPhones took over the market in the 2010s. They ushered the smartphone era. Nokia failed to catch up. It did not innovate. Today, all phones feature the touchscreen that Apple pioneered. And Nokia barely has any presence in this market. So how did Nokia's fall impact Finland? Nokia's decline coincided with Finland's stagnation from 4%. The company's share in Finland's GDP fell to 0.4%, from 4 to 0.4. There were job cuts. Finland's per capita income declined. That's what happens when one company becomes bigger than an entire country. It's a double-edged sword. When they thrive, economic growth skyrockets. But when they fall, the consequences strike you with even greater force. But for now, things are looking up for Denmark. Do you know how many Americans are eligible to take the diabetes drug for weight loss? Almost 100 million. These jabs are the latest health trend. Their health benefits are a subject of debate. but their economic benefits for Denmark are not.